Who's more important, kids or wife? What might seem like a controversial topic, but um, I'll let you put your opinion. My son asked me a question that he had, been talking about with his friends. Last week, he was at Teen Pact, which is it's a youth uh, getaway or a week long thing that they do where they learn about government, but really they try to learn about their Christian faith and then how they can apply that to be good citizens. And then he said they had a question. And it's this question, and I really want you to think about this answer, and I'll give you my answer as well. And the question is, what's more important, your wife or your kids? This is an easy answer for me. And my son, being 17, I gave him the direct answer, and I said, my wife's more important. He didn't understand it right away. So I kind of had to explain to him kind of my perspective that I've matured through life and I've come to understand. Well, first, it's biblical. God created Adam, and then Adam needed a partner, and he created Eve from Adam's rib, and together they're one. So without each other, they're not whole. This is said in Genesis, and then it's further supported throughout the Bible. But mainly because, I'm raising my son to eventually leave me, and I'm hoping my wife doesn't. Uh, so of course she's more important. The relationship we have, she's going to be with me for life. My kids are going to grow up and leave. Yeah, of course, kids, he asked, so what if the house is burning? Then who's more important? And I think that's really what's funny is he thinks that, he asked a question one way, and of course, the answer is going to be my wife's more important. But if you ask it in the way of if the house is on fire, who's more important? I would save the kids first. And I told him it's basically because I've already lived life. I want you guys to experience the same thing. That's a sacrifice that I'm willing to take. I think my wife would do the same thing, but it wasn't the initial question. Who's more important relationship wise? I'm always getting challenged by good questions. I think honestly, I know he didn't understand even afterward. Um, But even my time in the military was kinda similar. I think remember talking about, the command structure when you're like the senior staff and you have an officer and your Marines are important and they're the most important thing, but you in the relationship you have with your command staff is also very important and you gotta be on the same page. So I guess that's my challenge for my listeners is what do you think who's more important, kids or wife?